Defense is one of the most important aspects in combat sports. Boxing legends like Mayweather, Willie Pep, Tyson Fury, and Muhammad Ali were all known for their defense and their exceptional skills. That is the reason why they all had winning records in their boxing career. Here are the best ways to master the art of defense in boxing. The first way to achieve defense mastery is to improve your head movement like Canelo Alvarez. To master your head movement, you should practice drills that specifically focus on defensive movements and reactions like slipping, weaving, and rolling. Practice slipping punches by moving your head side to side. Ask a coach or a buddy to help you with pad work training since your reflex plays a key role in your defense. It makes your reaction time faster. For example, you get faster at slipping punches, throwing a body jab, and being fast. It also helps with keeping your guard up after punching because many boxers drop their guard naturally after throwing a punch. This is something which you get better at as you gain more experience. The second tip of defense mastery is to learn how to block punches. Learning how to block a jab, cross, hook, and an uppercut is massively important, so the position of your hands and elbow is crucial. You should be able to move your body faster and learn how to position yourself according to the situation you are in. For example, while blocking a right hook, the position of one of your hand will go to the side where the hook is coming from, and you will have to lift your arm properly. The one thing which most boxers lack is learning how to block an uppercut. You should be able to position your arms, elbow, and your body, depending on the type of punch your opponent throws at you. The third way to master defense is improving your footwork. I'll know this very well. Prince Nassim had an amazing footwork, and he was able to avoid a lot of punches. He had the combination of a unique boxing style, good body movement, and fast reflexes with his footwork. Footwork is something you have control over. Footwork can be improved by doing drills like ladder drills, shadow boxing, and experience. Remember, your feet is what makes your entire body move around fast while you are boxing. It is the foundation of boxing. When you combine footwork with all the tips given in this video, you will start to see a lot of changes. The number 4 for defense mastery is learning how to use the jab to maintain a good distance. As we know, a jab is mainly used to make your opponent open up, so you get a chance to knock him out, but if you can learn how to use the jab effectively, you can do a lot more with it. You can control the distance between you and your opponent depending on your need. For example, if you are running out of stamina or get injured, you can use the jab to buy you some time and keep your opponent under pressure. One boxer I recommend everyone to watch is Floyd Mayweather, since I believe he has the best defense in boxing. You should see how he uses the jab to get more points and avoid getting hit. Remember, an opponent with a fast jab is very hard to deal with. The best way to increase the speed of your jab is shadow boxing with light dumbbells, using the heavy bag and sparring more often. Hitting the heavy bag with heavier gloves helps too. Even shadow boxing with resistance bands are helpful. Most boxing fights these days are very technical and require good speed. The fifth way to improve defense in boxing is to stay relaxed and focused. Most people make a lot of mistakes when they are nervous. I believe every person who engages in combat sports, whether it is boxing, karate, or mixed martial arts, must have a strong and have a calm mind. Many people drop their guard completely and start swinging at the opponent, which leaves them open and gives their opponent a very good chance to land a clean knockout punch. Remember, sometimes you should go all out when you get the chance, because that is your chance to win by a technical knockout or maybe even a knockout, but you should be aware of the situation you are in. Ways to maintain your calm is to train your mind and keep it focused on you and your opponent. You don't have to focus on the people outside the ring unless it's an instruction from your coach. The number 6 best way to improve your defense is to keep your guard up. The best way is to learn how to keep your hands up without getting tired. Many new guys in the gym think they are Prince Nassim and completely drop their guard, not knowing that Prince Nassim was far more experienced than them. I have seen one guy in a boxing gym do that. He walked into the boxing gym and said he wanted to start sparring after a couple of days. Started dancing too, thinking he was in an edit. I remember he dropped his guard completely. He was lucky that it was a light sparring session, or he would have gotten obliterated. The next way to master defense is to gain experience by analyzing your opponents if you are in a fight or while sparring. Experience is certainly by far the most important thing in boxing. You most likely cannot beat a guy with 5 years of experience if you have like 1 year of experience. I'm not saying it's impossible, bro. Remember, it will be hard since the guy probably knows a lot more about boxing and has had more fights or better reflexes than you. Once you gain over 2 years worth of experience, you can be considered pretty good, usually. You just gotta put in the work for a long period of time till you start knocking out everyone. The next way to achieve mastery of defense in boxing is to learn the shoulder roll technique, to learn how to deflect punches with your shoulder. This defensive move is effective a lot of times, but remember, it is extremely hard to master it. It takes months of dedication to get better at shoulder roll. There are plenty of boxers who have mastered it and used it to their advantage. The 8th way for improving defense in boxing is to watch more more boxers and learn from them. It does not only have to be pro boxers. A lot of people who have been boxing for a while can give you good advice, and you could see their sparring sessions in the boxing gym you go to. You could be watching it from anywhere, like your boxing gym and your home. Once you start watching experienced people in the sport of boxing, you start to pick up their habits. You start to improve your footwork or defense. You learn new ways on how to block punches. You learn how to throw punches with better form, and you learn different techniques and styles of boxing. There are many additional benefits. For example, you might find a different way of training which works for you. There is always benefits for trying out new things in combat sports. You should try watching boxing matches from the past, or watch a fight which is coming up soon. The ninth best way to get better at defense in boxing is being aware of your surroundings. Sometimes you get pushed to the corner of the ring without even knowing, which can cause some trouble for you to win the fight. Remember to be aware of where you are moving and why. When you are up against an opponent, it gets hard to fight off when you are facing an opponent who is stronger and has a good jab. So you should always find ways to counter that, like learning how to close in without getting punched and learning how to adjust your body depending on the height of your opponent. It certainly helps to adjust your body low against an opponent who is significantly taller than you. For example, Mike Tyson was less than 6 feet tall and his opponents were like 6 feet 4. He used the peekaboo style in which you make yourself seem shorter. He had one of the best punching powers in the history of the sport, which gave him an advantage to counter his opponent's punches while evading their punches. The last way to improve your defense in boxing is shadow boxing. Remember, shadow boxing is where you can perfect most of the techniques in boxing and then use them in your sparring session to master it, and then you can use it in a boxing fight. Most people just go around throwing punches without trying to improve their defense. Shadow boxing is a great way to learn your head movement and slipping punches. Just make an imaginary opponent or just see yourself shadow boxing in front of a crowd. Trust me, bro, you start to go all out. When people are watching you, record yourself while shadow boxing and compare it to a pro. You can notice the difference between you and the pro boxer and improve what you did wrong while training. Alright guys, see you later. Good luck on your journey to becoming a master at boxing.